Hi everyone, I'm Nathania. I'm the student of Jakarta State University. I make this video for the requirements of my thesis. So my thesis is about analysis the effectiveness of village fund allocations in 2019 until 2021, expenditure budgets in Bangun Cipto, Sentolo, Kulon Progo, Yogyakarta. So this is the table of contents. First, chapter 1. At the chapter 1, I will talk about the research background, research questions, research purpose, and research benefits. And for chapter 2, I will talk about the supporting of theory, and then the review of previous research literature. And then for the chapter 3, I will talk about the unit of analysis, research objects, data collections, technique, variables, operationalizations, and analysis technique. So here's is for the chapter 1. For my research background, I take the UU number 6 of 2014. Village are legal communities with territorial boundaries that have the authority to regulate and manage community interests, which are respective in the government system of the Republic of Indonesia. So the strategic role of a village requires the village governments to be able to manage village activity, management of village activity in the use of village finance must be guided by the principles of the village financial management. So the Peraturan Menteri Dalam Negeri number 20 of 2018, Chapter 1, Article 2 said that village finance are managed based on the principles of transparency, accountability, participations, and are carried out in an orderly by budgetary manner. So the next is about village funds. Village funds are APBN funds intended for village. Village funds are transferred to the district or city. It states APBD in Bahasa Indonesia and are prioritized for implementing village community empowerment development. So the transparency in allocations is something that must be considered in village development regarding village funds allocations. These principles of transparency is important to that village finance so that village finance can run well and fulfill the community rights and avoid conflicts in the village community. So next about my research, the economic structures of Kulon Progo Regency is currently still dominated by three economic sectors, namely agriculture and forestry and fisheries, processing industry, and wholesale and retail trades, car and motorbike repairs. This can be seen from the role of each economic sector category. Informing the GRDP value of Kulon Progo Regency. So the economic sector that are still affordable, Kulon Progo Regency has high poverty rate. Based on the macro poverty analysis data in Kulon Progo district, it is stated that Kulon Progo district has a continuously increasing poverty lines number from year to year. So based on my background explains above, this research focus on describing the allocations of village funds in Bangun Cipto village and identifying the effectiveness of village fund allocations management that occurs in Bangun Cipto village. So my research questions is, first, how is the village funds allocations in Bangun Cipto Village, Sentolo, Kulon Progo for 2019 until 2021? My second questions for my research is, how effective are village funds in Bangun Cipto Village, Sentolo, Kulon Progo in period of 2019 until 2021 in economic development and empowerment. So we start to the next capture about capture 2. So first start to capture 2. The background is on UU number 16 of 2014 concerning village definition village as a legal community groups with territorial boundaries that have the authority to regulate and manage government affairs. The interests of local communities based on community initiative, original rights or traditional rights that are recognized to respect in the government system of the Republic of Indonesia. And then UU number 32 of 2004 concerning regional government. Systematic efforts must be made to determine the affairs and authority that will be handed over the village so that they can carry them out effectively and efficiently to achieve the goals of empowering the governments and village communities. So based on village government's principles, facilities and infrastructure, financing, personnel. This is related to quality and quantity of human resource, and socio-cultural aspects of the community and considered. So the village head is the village financial. The village head is the village financial management authority holder, or PK, singkatan in bahasa is PKPKD, and represents the village governments in the ownerships of separated village assets. There's acting financials manager. First is village secretary, and then there's also kaur or kasi. Kaur is kepala urusan, or kasi is kepala sesi, and then there's also a head of finance. Village revenue budget, according to the articles 11 in Permendagri number 20 of 2018 concerning village financial management. Village income is all village revenues in one budget year, which are the right of the village and do not need to be returned by the village. There's three category of village revenue. First is local generated revenue. In local generated revenue, there's also BUMDes business results, asset results, and self-help for the village. And then the second category is transfer. Transfers is village. In transfers, there's also the categories. First is about village funds, and then village funds allocations, regional taxes, And then the third category is other income. First is about village in other income, it's also the have the categorized. First is about village corporations results, village allocations results, bank interest, and other legitimate income. Okay, then the next is dana desa or village funds related on 2001 PMK number 7 the year of 2022 about pengelolaan dana desa. Transfer to regions uh, hereinafter abbreviates as TKD are funds reserved for the state's revenue and expenditure budgets are part of state's expenditure allocated and distributed to autonomous regions to be managed by autonomous regions in order to fund the implementations of government's affairs which fall under the authority of autonomous regions. So dana desa is at the category of village revenue. It's on transfer village funds. The category of transfer, there's village funds. So village funds is the topic that we are gonna talk about. So after the definitions of village funds, I will explain about the village funds management. So there's there's features that I'll explain in bahasa. First is perencanaan. This is about village funds management. First is we'll do perencanaan, and then after the perencanaan, we also have a pelaksanaan. After that, we do the penata usahaan, and then we do the pelaporan. After that, we do the pertanggungjawaban. This is the topic that I will explain about the allocations of the village funds. Allocations of the village funds, these categorized are allocations for Bangun Cipta Village. The budgeting divides allocations into first allocations government administration sector. Second is allocations of village development implementation sectors. The third is allocations for community development sector, and then the fourth is community empowerment sector, and then the fifth is disaster management sector. So for the Bangun Cipta Village Fund, they allocated in these 5 categories that I will explain in my fourth chapter. I will explain about I will explain and describe about these 5 of allocations. And the next is about effectiveness of village funds. The effectiveness in general sense is the ability to be effective in carry out work so that it provides maximum efficient results. So according to the Gibson's in Nur Hayati 2017, she explains that there are 2 ways to assess system effectiveness based on theory and system objective. According to the goal approach, the formulations and calculations of the effectiveness to the achieved goals is based on cooperation. On other hand, according to the systems theory approach, the concept of our organizational effective must reflect 2 criteria. First is about the entire input process and output cycle. And second, it's reflections of the relationship between the organizations and its environment. To analyze the socioeconomic conditions of the village that are subjects of research, qualitative descriptive analysis tools are used, which use statistical techniques for the for answer my second problems at my questions research. This how successful use of village funds or DD, dana desa in bahasa, measure from the effectiveness perspective and benefits of the effectiveness models using the following formula. So first is about effectiveness or effektivitas. There's realisasi belanja and target belanja. So the effectiveness score can be calculated by comparing. We are comparing the realisasi belanja to the target belanja, and then with the budget shopping and then we multiplying by 100%. So the final is will be the presentation, and there's the categories of presentations of effectiveness in the table. This is the results of the effectiveness score can be assessed for the effectiveness by looking the groups in the following table. So the first is first in the left is about sector effectivitas in present. So keterangannya for 100% it will be very effective. So when the final score is 100%, it means the village fund is very effective. For the results 90 until 100, the village funds is we will say it was effective, and then for the score 80 until 19, we said it's quite effective or cukup effective. In the score 60 until 80 it kurang effective, and under less of 90 it was not effective or tidak effective. So this core effectivitas, this core effectiveness, I take it from the journal from Deka Veronica at 2020. Next is about the chapter 2, frame of mind. So in this picture, I using bahasa. So first is about pendapatan desa or village revenue. First, from the village revenue, we have the categories of dana desa. Dana desa is at the transfer funds. So there's 3 categories of village funds: locally generated revenue, transfers, and other income. So the village funds is on transfers revenue. So from the pendapatan desa or village revenue, we have village funds. Especially village funds will allocate it with 5 categories for Bangun Cipto village. And then I will first from that village funds, I will explain about the allocated of that village funds, and then answering my second questions of research, I will explain about the effectiveness of allocated for the village funds, and then the output is I will analyze the results of this score of effectiveness. So we'll see about Bangun Cipta Village Funds. Is it effective or not effective for the results? So I will analyze it, and then after that I will take the conclusions of all of my analysis. Next is chapter 3, unit of analyze. The analyze unit studied in Bangun Cipta Village, Sentolo, Kulon Progo Regency, in the year of 2029, 2022, and 2021. The data is managed will be taken. The data be managed was taken on June 2027. Sorry, the data to be managed, it was taken on 27 June 2023, taken directly to the Bangun Cipta Village Office, Sentolo Kulon Progo. So data collections technique, my data collection technique used in research is documentations. Why it's called documentations? Because the method is a data collections method. In full studying data that has been documented, according to C. Hartini Arikunto, explained that the documentations method is the method of searching for data regarding things in the forms of notes, books, transcripts, newspaper, inscriptions, magazines, meetings, minutes, agendas, and photos of activities. Next, my variable operations describe to the village funds allocation. First is describes the village funds allocations. This answering my first questions of research. First is describing the village funds allocations. I will describe in Bangun Cipta Village, there's 5 allocations of village funds. First is about allocations government administration sector. In this categories, there's also another categories. So we will see where is the village funds. We will see where is the village funds allocated at the allocations of government administration sector. Next is about allocations of village development implementation sector. I think this is related to the development like infrastructure or the other access like the street for that, the street electricity for that village. And then the third allocations is allocation for community development sector. This is about the community. The second category is talking about development implementations for the village, about the facilities or another. But at third is community development. It will allocate it for human resource developments, like for the people, for studying, for the educations of the people at the village. And then the fourth is community empowerment sector. and the last is disaster management sector. So the next steps is about calculating the effectiveness levels of village funds allocations. After I explain and describe about all of the village allocations, I will calculating all of the allocations, how effective it was, how effective it is. So I will calculate by this formula, effectiveness. This formula is effectiveness levels of village funds allocation. How can we know that effectiveness is by compare realisasi belanja and target belanja, and then we multiply it to 100%. So after we got the score, we will have the table of score effectiveness. So we can know how effective it is. So next is my analysis technique. First, in research, data analysis is carried out based on the stage processing data. The method uses is quantitative descriptive method using the case studies. Research use data that has been documented or tech archive reports from the Bangun Cipta village, namely accountability reports data on realizations of implementations or village revenue and expenditure budget for the year 2019 until 2021 budget. And then my quantitative descriptive method in this research applied quantitative descriptive methods by describing the allocations of village funds in Bangun Cipta village, Kulon Progo. Then I'll make the circle graphs and calculate the percentage of village fund allocations in such allocation sections. So after making the graphs, I'll calculate the effectiveness value obtained from allocations of village funds, and then the effectiveness value obtained can be seen for the category obtained, whether the village funds is effective or it used for ineffective.
So I will explain the next capture is for a capture 4. We can see in capture 4 I have a research object, and my research object is Desa Bangun Cipta Sabentolo, located in Kulon Progo, Yogyakarta, and then this Bangun Cipta village have an area boundaries, and it is in north. The boundaries is Wujimulyo village, and in the south is Donomulyo village. The western is Sentolo village. The eastern is boundary. The eastern boundary is Bangun Cipta is Peloso village, and then the land of area Bangun Cipta village, it has 435,000 hectares, and then divided in 14 RW and 2028 RTs. Number of residents of Bangun Cipta village based on the results of 2019 population projections. Namely, there are 4,204 people, consisting of 2,067 men and 2,137 women, who join in 1,060 heads of families. Then they have vision, missions, and motto Desa Bangun Cipta Sentolo Kulon Progo. So explain bahasa Indonesia, their visions is terwujudnya masyarakat Bangun Cipta bermartabat, and it has a meaning bersih, religius, amanah, ramah, tekun, adil, dan hebat. And then the mission is mewujudkan penyelenggaraan pemerintah yang terbuka dan bertanggung jawab dengan mengedepankan pelayanan yang berkualitas berdasarkan ketentuan peraturan perundang-undangan yang berlaku. And then second mission is mewujudkan layanan kepada masyarakat yang amanah, cepat, dan tepat dengan menggunakan sarana atau prasarana yang memadai. The third is mewujudkan pembangunan yang solutif, integratif, and partisipatif. The fourth is meningkatkan fungsi dan peran lembaga pemasyarakatan kelurahan sebagai mitra pemerintah kelurahan Bangun Cipto. And then they have a motto, it is mengabdi dan melayani sepenuh hati tanpa korupsi, kolusi, nepotisme untuk Bangun Cipto lebih bermartabat. Next is we have organizations of the village. The highest position is BPK and Lurah. Lurah is the head of the village. The name is Mr. Buran. Mr. Buran have a team, and I will focus on the Danarta or Kaur Kepala Urusan Finance head finance. The name is Ibu Lia Yunianti, and Ibu Lia Yunianti will be the object of the interview to confirm our data. And then this is my data. First, I have its income in the year of 2019, 2020, and 2021. So we can see village income have a difference, have three different fields. First is pendapatan asli desa, pendapatan transfer, and then pendapatan lain-lain. So we have in 2019 the all of income, it has a number of 2,106,517,036, and then it was the highest income in these 3 years. And then the second is 2020. We have the realizations of village income is 1,642,972,106 rupees. And then in 2021 we have the realizations is 1,788 and 84 thousands and 40 and 140 460. And then here is the allocated of the village income. So this village income will be allocated in 5 fields. First field is bidang penyelenggaraan pemerintah desa. Second field is bidang pelaksanaan pembangunan desa. The third field is bidang pembinaan kemasyarakatan. The fourth field is bidang pemberdayaan masyarakat, and then the fifth field is bidang penanggulangan bencana darurat. So we have allocated for 2019, 2022, and 2021. Here is the percentage of the field, the 5 of fields in 3 years. We have in 2099, the most allocated is on bidang penyelenggaraan pemerintahan. So bidang penyelenggaraan pemerintahan being the highest of score allocated in 3 years. So they have 40 percentage of allocated. First is in bidang penyelenggaraan. Bidang penyelenggaraan is allocated for gaji kepala urusan, gaji kepala desa, gaji kepala desa dan aparatur desa, serta tunjangan, serta segala hal yang berurusan dengan admin, and all of segala hal yang berurusan dengan bidang penyelenggaraan administrasi pemerintah desa, the government administrations. So the third is bidang pelaksanaan pembangunan pemerintahan desa. This is being the second of highest score in 3 years because it has a lot of money to allocate it to develop sarana dan prasarana. So bidang pembinaan, the third is we have field on bidang pembinaan masyarakat. Bidang pembinaan masyarakat has the most highest in 2019, and then it lasts on 2021. And bidang pemberdayaan masyarakat, it only has 0.8% in 2019, and it's 0.5 in 2022, and 1% in 2021. And the next is bidang penanggulangan bencana darurat. So this field is only used if the village have a bencana, and then in 2019 it doesn't allocate it at all, and it has a highest score in 2022, and the third is 2021. It has 1% allocated. So we will see why. We will see where is the 22% in 2022 will allocate it in subfield. And then next is I will explain about bidang penyelenggaraan pemerintah in the years of 2019 and 2021. Bidang penyelenggaraan pemerintah is the highest allocated of the village fund. We will see in 2019. So bidang penyelenggaraan pemerintah is also have a field, and it's allocated to subfield penyelenggaraan penghasilan, bidang administrasi kependudukan, bidang pertanahan, bidang sarana prasarana pemerintah desa, dan subbidang tata praja pemerintahan perencanaan. So the highest allocated is for subbidang penyelenggaraan penghasilan, which is I say is that I told is bidang penyelenggaraan penghasilan. This is for the lead of village, for the leader salary, for the aparatur salary, and it's also for the aparatur allowance. And then the next allocations is for subbidang sarana dan prasarana pemerintahan desa. In 2019, it's only 2%, 2020, 5%, and 2021 is 1%. And then the next is bidang administrasi pendudukan. Administration is the second one, the second highest one. It's for paper, it's for paper, stationery, and then other things about administrations. And then the next allocated is for subbidang tata praja pemerintahan perencanaan, and then the next is subbidang pertanahan. Next is we will talk about government development field in 2019 until 2021. It will allocated in subbidang pendidikan, bidang kesehatan, and bidang pekerjaan umum dan penataan ruang, subbidang kawasan pemukiman, and subbidang perhubungan komunikasi dan informatika. The highest is for subbidang pekerjaan umum dan penataan ruang because this is for sarana dan prasarana for the village, which is will be bermanfaat bagi masyarakat because it's built the sarana and prasarana. And the next is about bidang pembinaan masyarakat or community villagers building or field in 2019 until 2021. The highest score is its difference in 2019 until 2021. So in 2019 it has a highest score in sub bidang kelembagaan masyarakat. And in 2021 it has most allocated in sub bidang kebudayaan dan keagamaan. So next is about community or villager empowerment. All of the money is allocated in 2019 is for sub bidang pemberdayaan perempuan, and it's also allocated in 2020. All of the funds is allocated to sub bidang pemberdayaan perempuan, and then in 2021 it also allocated for sub bidang pemberdayaan perempuan, but it's only allocated 6.64%, and then 21% for sub bidang kelautan dan perikanan, and 15% is for sub bidang pertanian dan peternakan. So this pemberdayaan masyarakat is allocated for penyuluhan or study about the topic to increase villager. First is about sub bidang kelautan dan perikanan. In 2021, mereka menyelenggarakan bidang penyuluhan terkait dengan bibit ikan untuk masyarakat dan in 2000 and 15% is sub bidang pertanian dan peternakan. Pemerintah memberikan bibit kepada masyarakat untuk dikembangkan. Next is about disaster management atau penanggulangan bencana. This point about disaster management in 2019 they doesn't allocated these funds at all, and then in 2020 they allocated for sub bidang keadaan mendesak, and 10% is sub bidang penanggulangan bencana. In 2021 there are 32% for sub bidang penanggulangan bencana, and then 68% for sub bidang keadaan mendesak. So next is about my formula of effectiveness. I use the formula from Muhammad Mahsun 2019. There's a formula of effectiveness. The formula is output of realizations per output of expenditure Okay, next about the formula of effectiveness. The formula is output of realizations divided of output of expenditure multiply 100%. So table of efficiency levels for value for money performance measurements. There have the efficiency score is less than 100, they will say it was not efficient, and then if it is equal 100%, it means equal efficiency, and then if the score is more than 100%, it calls is efficient. So but it has an excuse. First, input expenditure 100% must be output expenditure 100% and input realizations less than 100%. Output realizations 100%, it will means efficiency. And then output expenditure 100%, output expenditure 100%, and input realizations 100%, output realizations less than 100% means the efficiency is not efficient. Okay, next here is in 2019 we have the formula output of realization. So output is input or output. So output of realizations, output is about pendapatan or income. Output is an income, income realizations, and then the output expenditure is income expenditure. So in 2019, we have an output realization is 2,106,570,036. It will divide it by 2,777,770,655 and multiple 100%. It's equals 1.01, or this mean equal 101%. And effectiveness of 2021, we got the score 100%, 0.74935553. And then the next is effectiveness of 2021. We have the output realization is 1,788,000,000 and 84,460. It divided to 1,785,125,532 multiples 100. It's equal 1,000. It's equals 1.001, or means 100% 0.1. And then next is about effectiveness in 2019 until 2020. It means that the years of 2019 until 2021 has an efficiency scores up to 100%, and it has the meaning of in the 3 years the municipal village has an effectiveness scores and manage its finance maximum. Next, the result of management finance in Bangun Cipta Village. First is about the plans. Results of the village financial planning interview. In the planning and budgeting stage, the village government has influenced selected members of the village community chosen by village consultative body or BPD. This ensures that the formulated work programs can address an interest and needs of the community while aligning with the capabilities of Bangun Cipta Village. The village engaged in deliberations with the responsibility from youth organizations, cross-community cadres, neighborhood associations, family welfare for PKK, and traditional institutions to determine priority scales. Data is accumulated and presented at the village development planning deliberations or musyawarah kelurahan RKPD desa to establish priority scales at the neighborhood level. So it is expected that through these elements, all segments of the community are represented, ensuring that everyone is included in the village government's development planning process. So the results of the village development deliberations are also transparent and open. This information is made accessible to publics through announcements such as banners, billboards, notice boards, or another public space. However, there are a challenge in financial planning, namely all activities discussed in neighborhood deliberations cannot be included in the Bangun Cipta village regional budgets or APBKL due to the budget constraints. Next, about the management finance in applications of the funds. During the implementation phase, the village government's excuse that has been outlined in the APB Desa. Various activities are undertaken by the village government encompassing the executions of the village revenues as well as village expenditures and financings. Challenges and threats in financial management implementations include discrepancies between the prices in the budget plans or RAB and the actual realizations. So the cost inflows in pure amounts of goods or service are usually higher than budgeted, prompting the governments to seek suppliers with a lower price to stay within the budget. Another challenge is related to the reporting and accountability in SPG process as a community's human resource, particularly in village of financial management institutions or LKK, may lack proficiency, leading to the prolonged process in completing the financial accountability report. Next, about the report. In reporting is the activity of conveying matters related to the results of the work carried out during the specific period as a form of accountability for the responsibilities entrusted. So in reporting process, the village government sometimes experiences delays in reporting to use of village finance, but there are also respondents who provide timely reports on village finance. In the accountability and financial reporting of the village governments involve the community by displaying banners showing the realization of activity from the previous years and the budget plans for the next years. This serves as reference. This serves as transparency for information on the use of village funds for the community. Furthermore, the governments also hold regular agenda to reflecting on activities from the previous years and discussing plans for the next year. The meetings take place at the beginning of the year and influence to the community. In reporting process, the government faces challenge such as prolonged reporting by third-party organizers after the activity take place, which delays for reporting time. However, for reporting to the central government, the Bangun Cipta government doesn't encounter difficulties because the village administration has already implemented a system. This system significantly aids the village financial reporting from the planning extractions. The system can input records of all of activity, and it's already connected to central governments. This will also facilitate easy access to data if reporting information needed at any time. So next is about my chapter 5 from this thesis. I have the conclusion. The conclusion is, my first conclusion is the final management of Bangun Cipta Village in 2019 fell into the category of ineffective. But in 2022, it achieved the highest financial effectiveness of Bangun Cipta Village with a score of 55%. However, in 2021, Bangun Cipta was categorized an efficiency responsibly effective. And then, according to the interview, financials management, my second conclusion is, according to the interview, the financials management of Bangun Cipta Village complies with the government regulations number 20 of 2018, and the village has actively involved the community in every stage of financial management, making financial administration transparent. It's because the related of the villagers. And then the next is implication. So my theory implications is the research is expected to serve a literature source for future studies that will explore the same theme, especially regarding of the effectiveness of the village funds allocations management. Additionally, subsequent research can employ similar context analysis to assess effectiveness scores in the financial management of the institutions and can further develop methods for the future research. Next, my practice implications is first for village governments, especially Bangun Cipta Village and Tolong Progro. The finding of this research can serve as input for Bangun Cipta Village governments and can be used as an evaluative tools to enhance the effectiveness of funds allocations management. Next is implications for the districts, provincial or the central governments. The research results can be used for evaluations by districts, provincials, and central governments related to the implementations of policies provided to village governments. This way, with stricter adherence to existing regulations, village managements can be more effective, minimizing the occurrence of mismanagement. For the community, this is for the villagers or for the villagers or for the community. The research can also raise awareness among the community about the importance of paying attention to the budget and realizations of the village funds management by the village. And then the community can play a role during village deliberations, evaluations, and paying attention to banners announced by the village governments. Consequently, the community can oversee the financial management of the village to make it more effective. Next is the limitations to research. Based on the conducted research, it is important to note that these studies is certain limitations. The limitations of this research include, first, the calculations of effectiveness realization is solely based on the data provided in the accountability report of the Bangun Cipta Village and the interview results from the head of financial affairs or kepala or KUR keuangan. Therefore, it cannot be confirmed whether the implemented activities aligns accurately with the stat in the accountability report. And the second limitations is about the scarcity of the research from the previous studies, leading to minimal foundations for developing indicators to measure the effectiveness of funds allocation. Therefore, further development in this area is necessary. So I also have the a recommendation for next research. Based on the results of the conducted research, the researchers can provide recommendations for the future studies today to improve and refines subsequent research. The recommendations for the future research are as follows. First, subsequent research is encouraged to broaden the scope by including more than one village or institutions. By this way, the results of effectiveness calculations can be compared across different entities. My second recommendation is future research should consider directly examining the budget realizations presented in the reports of the each activity and conducting interview with the local community involved in village financial management, whether in planning, executions, and accountability and reporting. This is done to ensure that the process data and currently reflect the actual implementations, making effective calculations more precise. I think that's all for me. Thank you for watching my video. And yeah, see ya.